Once upon a time, I, the soul, the being of light, live in my home, the home of all souls. My Father, the highest of all beings, also lives here. In the midst of peace and serenity, at some point a stirring happens within me. This stirring pushes me to come down to a wonderful new world to play my part. The new earth is beautiful and bountiful. I am new, like a fully loaded and supremely charged battery. I am also totally aware of my truth, of my true identity, a being of light energy. Time passes by. Since I am a soul within a physical body, I begin to change. My battery is no longer supremely charged, but I am still fully charged. As a new being on earth, I am still aware of my true form, a being of truth and a powerful soul. My body enjoys the full potential of a self-aware soul. I am full of love, peace, health, and happiness. Then a shift begins. I forget myself, my true identity. I create many little false identities, little I's, possessions, talents, wealth, beauty, strength. I begin to identify myself with these I's, that these are components of my whole being. I become body conscious. Biggest evidence of this shift is I begin to experience sorrow. Comparison and competition became a common phenomenon. From being supremely charged to fully charged, I become a half-charged battery. My little I's become my complete identity. The world that I once came upon becomes divided. Different languages emerge. The idea of religion, such as Islam, Buddhism, and Christianity, grows and attempts to lessen the feelings of conflict and sadness. Yet sorrow and pain continue in the world. By this time, I totally forget my original identity. From being soul conscious, I am now totally body conscious. I lose my original qualities of peace, purity, power, wisdom, love, joy, and bliss. Instead, I now have lust, anger, greed, attachment, ego, carelessness and laziness. In fact, sorrow and peacelessness seem to increase. My transformation into a physical being is almost complete. My battery is almost completely drained. My true identity is crowded into a little corner by my little I's. Everything around me becomes corrupt, polluted, and degraded. In the midst of this chaos and immorality, God, our Father, the Supreme Being, comes to us.
হচ্ছিল না
He introduces himself to us and tells us our story. In this way, he ultimately introduces us to ourselves, to our true, original selves. He tells us about the secrets of life, actions, relationships, fortune and misfortune, victory and defeat. He teaches us Rajayoga. This connects us to him, the Supreme Being, our true power generator. We begin to recognize our true selves, the soul, a being of metaphysical light, very much like our Father, the Supreme Being, divine and complete. I awaken and rekindle my true characteristics, become fully charged once again, and return home. The world that I knew becomes renewed as I rest in the soul world, preparing myself to return to earth, ready to play my part once again.
Om Shanti, everyone. Welcome to day 6 of our Rajayoga meditation course. This webinar has been organized by the Brahma Kumaris Villeparle subzone. This beautiful video that you just watched is part of a much bigger video called Discover the Spirit Within, which is available on YouTube. So if anyone's interested to watch the entire video, please log on to YouTube and just type Discover the Spirit Within. I request you all to please keep your videos and mics on mute so that we don't have any audio disturbances in the middle of our webinar. If you have any questions throughout the session, please write them down on the chat and we'll answer them at the end. All sessions are streamed live on Facebook. So you can head on to our Facebook page to find any previous recordings there in case you've missed a part or full sessions in between. Now, as always, let's start with a short meditation before we begin today's lesson. Sit comfortably and relax. Take a few deep breaths and turn your attention inwards. You are going to create a sanctuary, your own special place where you will feel safe. In your imagination, choose a scene in nature that you particularly like. It could be by the sea, in the mountains, by a lake, or in the forest. It can be a place you know, or you can create it as you would like it. It is peaceful and very beautiful. It is your ideal place, completely safe and secure. Your own special place. What does it look like? Are there trees and flowers? Do you notice any animals? Are there any smells and sounds? Now, create a building, a place where you can stay in complete safety, which no one else can enter. What does this building look like? Use whatever materials you like. Be as lavish and creative as you like. Is it made of wood or stone? What shape is the roof? Where are the doors and windows? Now, see it set in a garden. See yourself walking up to this building, set in your perfect scene, and enter it. What is it like inside? Remember, this is your sanctuary, where everything is to your liking. Choose the furnishings for your comfort. Choose the lighting and colors. Make it really special. Make it a place where you feel really at home, where you feel peaceful and positive about yourself and the world. Your sanctuary has a special atmosphere that seems to wash over you and make you feel good from the inside. Absorb that atmosphere for a few minutes. Now, it is time to leave. Have a last look around your place and take in the feeling of familiarity and happiness. Then, step out through the door to admire the view and the perfect setting of your house. Breathe that in and feel a sense of contentment. You are leaving only temporarily, as it is a place you can revisit at any time. And now, in your own time, slowly come back to the room. Deepen your breathing. Become aware of your chair and your feet on the floor. You can slowly open your eyes now. Om Shanti. Could you all create this sanctuary in your minds? Can you raise your hands? How many of y'all could do it? Okay, great. So, this is your place, your safe place, your inner sanctuary, which is exactly to your liking. And whenever you feel the need to go somewhere safe and be away from everyone and everything, you can always remember this place again in your imagination, in your mind, and just spend some time alone by yourself in your inner sanctuary. And it's going to refresh you and recharge you. So, thank you so much for being with me through that meditation. And with this, I welcome Sister Harsha to take us through a very interesting chapter today. Welcome, Sister. Om Shanti. Harshaben, we cannot hear you. Not yet. Audio is not audible. Okay, now I think it was on. Still not on, Harshaben. No, can you use earphones if possible?
Om Shanti.
Yes, now perfect. Thank you.
Now you can hear me?
Yes, Harshaben, now we can hear you.
Now you can hear me? Am I audible now?
Yes, Harshaben, now you're audible.
Okay, there are many people who can hear me. I can see that
Yes.
in chat.
Yeah.
Okay. As I said, those who could hear me, today we'll understand the cycle of time, the drama, with a different perspective today. Throughout our life, in devotion, in bhakti, we could see this design, we could see the symbol of swastik in every function, during every puja, whether it is marriage, inauguration of something, or anything. We would always put up this sign in temples everywhere. But we never thought what this pattern actually meant. Why such angles? Why such a design? But today, it's through Shiv Baba that now that we understand that this pattern actually signifies the cycle of time. Yesterday, we tried to understand that the drama begins when we souls come down from our home sweet home on this earth. The beginning of this drama, which was called the Golden Age, Satyug, that golden age was called heaven, Swarg, which was the perfect world with perfect souls who took bodies and become deities. Since they were internally full, they were also externally full. Nature was perfect. They were the happiest. That world was called Sukhdam, where there was only happiness. Then comes the Silver Age as time passes, and these deities keep on changing their costumes. Silver Age, where our battery reduces a little bit due to the passage of time, which we call the law of depreciation. And from golden, it becomes silver. Then from Silver Age, we come to Copper Age, an age where we become body conscious from being soul conscious once upon a time. It's because of this wrong consciousness, the seed of this wrong consciousness, that is vices in us. The more these vices increased, our values, our virtues decreased. And thus, we started experiencing sorrow because of this inner emptiness. And when we experience sorrow for the very first time in this drama, from our subconscious, we could remember only one being which we thought that he would help us. Yes, we thought of God, we thought of Shiv Baba, And thus we created a physical shivling to worship him. When we thought we are this body, this physical material thing, so we made him also physical and we started worshipping the physical object. But when from the physical we were not getting these subtle qualities of peace and happiness, we started losing faith in that, and thus we started searching for other means to fill in this inner vacuum. We started worshipping so many deities who once lived on this earth. We worshipped everyone, thinking of thinking not this one, then the other one will give me happiness. This is how Hinduism expanded on this earth. And when Hinduism expanded, there were other religious divine fathers who came on earth, and through them, different religions got established. Then came Iron Age, where our batteries started dying. There was so much of inner emptiness, where there was no peace, happiness, and love. We almost reach the end of this drama. End of this drama, here is where, when the world becomes old, empty, from inside and even outside, it is here that our Father, whom we lovingly call Shiv Baba, the ocean of love, whom we had remembered for such a long time, we were waiting for him, worshipping him by creating so many temples, places of worship. We did so much on his name. It's in the end that the ocean of love, especially for we children, descends on this earth. And that period is called the confluence age, Sangam Yug, when we meet our Father. Our Father is here. The ocean is here to fill all of us and to make us what we were earlier. Now, when we connect to Him, He automatically transfers what we were made up of earlier. Once Sangam Yug ends, there will be destruction. And in this destruction, we all souls will leave our bodies, and with Shiv Baba, we go back home. We go back, we rest over there, and then we come back for a new beginning. Because the show must go on, it never finishes, it continues. A beautiful story, a story which was never shared to us by any individual. People shared so many different stories, fiction. Now this story which we hear from Shiv Baba is so different, is so new, never thought about it, never ever read about this. This story is new. A special request from all of us. Since this is new, it will take a little bit of time to understand this. But every chapter that we learn here will unfold so many secrets, so many ideas. And with this, the whole picture will gradually become so clear and it will sink in. Give this knowledge some time with an open mind, listen to it, analyze it, study this knowledge. Don't just take it. Otherwise, this will become blind faith. Question this knowledge, doubt this knowledge, analyze this knowledge, and then what your heart says, do that. Today, now, we move towards the sixth chapter, which is the Kalpa Vruksh, a very important chapter, little bit similar to the chapter of drama that we learned. We have heard this term Kalpa Vruksh. People have spoken about this vruksh, about this tree. There's reference about this tree in scriptures. And they say the speciality of this tree is that when you sit below this tree and you do tapasya, it's through this magical tree that all your wishes become fulfilled. People have created so many pictures, designs of this tree in temples. This picture is in so many scriptures. Now the question is really there such a tree? If yes, then so nice. Everybody can go there, sit below it, do tapasya, and all their wishes will come true. Does this tree exist in reality? Is this practical? We'll understand a different concept today, much in depth, the significance of this Kalpa Vruksh. Kalp actually means the cycle. Yug means an age, whereas Kalpa means the whole cycle, which is inclusive of all the ages. We'll understand this tree today. But before that, let us take a smaller tree, which will help us to understand the bigger picture. Here we can see the genealogical tree, the family tree. In simple words, every family has got a family tree, mom, dad, and then children, and then their children. So it passes from generation to generation. Many times people put up this family tree, design of this family tree outside their house, which shows the family members. Now, imagine a bigger picture. We all belong to Shiv Baba. We all have one father, which simply means we all are his children, and thus we all are brothers. We are one family. Shiv Baba's family is small, only father, mother, and children. Here we don't have chacha, mama, kaka, no expansion, a small family. Now imagine the family tree of this whole humanity. How will this look? What will it be? The stages, the beginning, the expansion. Imagine the bigger picture. And today, we'll be seeing the bigger picture. Kalpa Vruksh the tree of humanity. The whole drama revolves around humans. We are the central characters, whereas nature, animals, plants, birds, everything, they are merely byplots, decorations. They are also important, decorations, props, but we are the central characters, and the whole drama revolves around us. This is our story. We can see this beautiful picture of this Kalpa Vruksh. Now let's understand this tree step by step. This tree has got a seed, the way every tree has. And the seed of this Kalpa Vruksh is our father, Shiv Baba, the ocean of love, and we all his children. Now imagine the initial picture. In the beginning, every tree, when it blossoms in the beginning, at the very initial stage, when the seed sprouts, initially there are two leaves, few leaves, and the initial leaves, the first ones, they are so beautiful, so pure. When you touch it, it feels so good. They are so tender, they're so cute, so nice. So this tree also, when it began its journey, the initial souls who descended on this earth and took bodies, initially very limited ones. Here we can see Radha Krishna. They become the initial two leaves of this tree of humanity. Krishna, whom everybody loves so much, from 33 crore deities, is the one who's loved by everybody, the most fascinating one for everybody, the most loved one, the most worshipped. Every mother wants that I get a son like Krishna. Even today, every girl wants that I get a beloved like Krishna. Every person wants that I get a friend like him. Paintings, there are so many, even today, who love to make paintings of Radha and Krishna. The initial leaves, the initial ones, deities on this earth. Krishna, the first prince of this world, and Radha, the first princess of this world. Now, once they take a body, and as time passes, their body grows, and then comes a time when they get married, and after marriage, they're called Lakshmi and Narayana. Scriptures show that they do not get married. Let us keep that story aside and let us listen to a new story, a different one, which is shared by Shiv Baba. In Bharat, we have this trend that after marriage, we change names of the bride And at some places of the groom also. So after marriage, they become Lakshmi and Narayan. They become the first emperor and the first empress of this whole world. It was a kingdom where deities resided, and this kingdom also had variety. There was king and queen, there were subjects, praja. It was a big community. Lakshmi Narayan, since the deities there were soul conscious, there was no awareness of male and female over there. Thus, Lakshmi Narayan both equally take administration of the whole world in their hands. Very lovingly, very beautifully using soft powers. There were no hard powers over there of money, muscles, of atomic bombs over there. Through soft powers of love, through soft powers of respect, through soft powers of love, peace, they ruled. That period was so beautiful, like there were palaces of gold over there. Gold, the purest metal and the most valuable one, was there in abundance. We would make palaces. There were diamonds in mines in abundance. And these diamonds were used to decorate the palaces everywhere in jewelry. This shows that that world was so full. That was heaven, a beautiful one. After Satyug comes Treta Yuga, where Ram and Sita, they took over administration. From golden age, by losing value, comes silver age. In the silver age also there was happiness, there was peace. It was semi-swarg, still beautiful. Now these two ages, they become the trunk of this tree. Trunk in the whole tree, if we go to see, is very powerful. It's very powerful because it's very strong. If we see this picture, trunk is close to the seed. And here the seed is the Almighty Authority, Sarva Shaktivan, Shiv Baba. Thus, anything which is close to the seed will always be very powerful. There's only one trunk, which simply shows in both these ages there was oneness. One king and queen, one religion, and that religion was Adi Sanatan Devi Devta Dharam. Religion of the deities. What might be the religion of deities who all were soul conscious, which is religion of the soul? And religion of the soul is love. Religion of the soul is peace. This was our true religion. There was only one religion over there to give, Devi Devtas, the one who would give because they were full. There was one language. There was absolute oneness over there. And thus, these two ages, we call them heaven, where everybody one day wants to go. Now, as time passes from Treta Yuga, that comes Dwapar Yuga. These deities changing bodies. Those who were in Satyug, they go to Treta Yuga. Plus, from Paramdham, soul world, there are fresh entries at every point. And that's the reason population of the world increases at every step. Initially, in the beginning of Satyug, population was 9 lakh. End of Satyug, it becomes 2 crores because souls keep on coming from the soul world. This 2 crore go in Treta Yuga plus fresh entries at every point. The end of Treta Yuga population becomes 33 crore. That's the saying, 33 crore deities in Hinduism. Now these deities, they go to Dwapar Yuga, once into the cycle, till the end. We cannot exit. They become the hero, heroine of this drama, important characters who play a role from the beginning till the end. This is what hero, heroines do, right? So they go to Dwapar Yuga, which is the third age. It's in the third age, after wearing this costume for a very, very long period, even these deities who were losing value with time, the batteries were reducing. From soul conscious, they become body conscious. And this body consciousness leads to vices. Now, villain comes into this drama. It's then that we experience sorrow and we begin bhakti then. They always say necessity is the mother of invention. We started bhakti because we wanted to fill in that inner emptiness. Those deities, because of these vices in them, they became humans. Even Radha Krishna over here, in a different body, playing different roles, they also empty, the battery reduced. Even Ram Sita over here, everybody here only, even they with vices, even they becoming unhappy, even they starting worshipping, which simply means those who were pujya, they become pujaris. Those who were full, they become empty. This is a story from riches to rags, and then again from rags to riches. They become pujaris, not knowing that whose worship I'm doing, I'm that one only. Imagine Krishna's soul in a different body today and worshipping the idol of Krishna, today empty, who once upon a time in some birth was full, not knowing that I'm the same soul, but today at a different stage. It's like Mahatma Gandhi. If we take another example, he left body and that soul might have taken another body and today might be somewhere on this stage. Imagine being a baby, he would go to school. He would also learn that once upon a time there was Mahatma Gandhi who did this and that. Not knowing that I'm the same soul, this is my story. Because with every birth we forget the past stories. So here, these deities who became humans, they started idol worshipping, and from Devi Devta Dharam, they started being called Hindus. Hindus. Deities converted to humans and becoming Hindus. How does this name Hindu originate? Initially, civilization was always at the shore of a river Since then, in Dwapar Yuga also, population was less. People would settle besides the river and not towards the ocean because rivers are sweet and are utilized, are used in day-to-day life. Water is used, and thus they would settle besides a river only. So this name Sindhu, Sindhu River, people who settle besides the Sindhu River, gradually with time, who would do idol worshipping, they were called Hindus. Otherwise, if you go to see, this Hindu word has got no meaning. If today you analyze, every religion has got a divine father, a dharma sthapak, but this Hindu religion has got no dharma sthapak because these are deities converted to humans, Hindus in the beginning. And then as Hinduism expanded, as religion expanded, then from Paramdham directly after the interval, religious fathers descend on this earth. Here we can see below Ibrahim. Ibrahim's soul comes, and it's through Ibrahim that Islam gets established. There's a beautiful story. Used to build statues of deities, but Ibrahim, since childhood, anyhow could not relate to worshipping these deities because one fine night in a temple of Shiv Baba, there was Shivling, and he saw a mouse playing near the idol, and he did toilet nearby. So he wondered, is this God? So that one scene got so much immersed on his mind that from then on that this can be God who does nothing. Then one fine day, there was a fair in their village, and Ibrahim's father, mother, everybody, the whole family went to that fair. Ibrahim was alone at his home. What he did is he broke all the statues. In the evening, when everybody came back, everybody got shocked that how come these statues broke. So they questioned Ibrahim, what happened? Then Ibrahim said, actually, you know what happened? These deities, they fought among themselves, and thus somebody broke somebody's leg, somebody broke somebody's hand, and thus that's how they broke. So his family said, how can they fight? They can't even get up on their own. Ibrahim says, if they can't even get up on their own, the statue, if they cannot protect themselves, how can you call them God? They're only statues. Then Ibrahim's family, they tell him, the whole village, they have got faith in the statues. And tomorrow morning, if they'll come to leave you, you better run away somewhere. And this is what Ibrahim did. That night, he left that village and he went somewhere else. Next day, wherever he might have gone and wherever he might have settled, again there with the people nearby, He started sharing his philosophy, his knowledge, his understanding. And the people nearby, very few people, when he heard his story, his preachings, they also wondered, they also thought that yes, maybe you are right. So there was one group somewhere which was listening to Ibrahim, and then came Buddha in this drama after some time. Buddha again had his preachings, his knowledge, his understanding. And when this soul who took his first birth, when he started sharing his knowledge, his understanding, there again became one more group somewhere else in the world who was listening to Buddha. Gradually, with time, this group started expanding. Then, after some time, Christ, soul of Christ comes on this earth, and it's through Christ then Christianity at some other place in this world gets established. Now, the intention of these divine fathers was only to share what is right, what is truth. Their intention was never ever to establish a religion because they all wanted unity. They never wanted bifurcations. It's after these souls leave bodies and take another one, it's after their death, those people who were listening to them, they start calling themselves their followers. And that's how, after the leaving body, a religion gets established. Preachings that they shared, some wrote that in a book, their story, their biography, and that book then becomes the religious scripture. That's how religions got established, which means this tree started forming different branches. If we see today, a branch in the beginning, a branch is also very strong, very powerful, because the initial teachings of these souls were also so perfect. If we see, Ibrahim taught brotherhood, unity, oneness. And that's why we see in Muslims, in Islam, at least earlier, there was so much of oneness. They would eat in one plate. During every festival, they would meet, they would hug each other. They would stay in joint families, oneness. But with passage of time, as this branch, which was initially strong, it started expanding. And then if towards the end of the branch we see, it becomes thin, which means what they taught and what people interpreted for generations and years, due to mixturity in these interpretations, this branch started losing value also. This branch also started going through the stages of good, better, bad, ugly. Depreciation works here also. Ibrahim taught brotherhood, but if today we see what they taught and what is happening is exactly the opposite. There's no brotherhood. Today, major terrorism is because of them. He taught brotherhood. and there's opposite happening. On the other picture, if we see Buddhism, Buddha taught compassion, mercy, love animals also. That was his major teachings, Karuna, Daya. But today, if we see Buddhism today, all the Eastern countries where a major religion is Buddhism, be it China, Japan, Hong Kong, Thailand, a major religion, but there's so much of violence over there towards animals. People eat all the animals. They also have beaches, and at their beaches they have stalls where living animals are kept, and you choose which animal you want to eat. They cut those animals, living animals, in front of you. They fry them, put spices on them, and they serve you. What these fathers taught, what is happening, is so contradictory. Similarly, Christ taught so beautifully God is light, God is love. He taught sacrifice, he taught love. But today, if we see all the foreign countries where there's Christianity, there is no concept of love today. People have become dry. There is no sacrifice. There's no tolerance. And thus, in foreign countries, we see so many divorces. People cannot stay with each other. Children, when they are 13, 14, many leave their houses and choose to stay separately. There's no love. It's very dry. What these fathers taught and what is happening is contradictory. Every religion today has become empty because it has lost that essence, that spirituality in it. There are customs and traditions, there are rituals which we do outwardly, but there is no spirituality which was there inside. And then we see Shankaracharya. It's through Shankaracharya that sannyas dharma gets established. Earlier, there was only grahastha, which was a family system. But when Shankaracharya came, Shankaracharya kind of thought that living in family and then doing worship, maybe it's not possible for me. Being in family, you have to do so much. You have to take care of your children. You have to earn money. There's so much. And along with that, doing bhakti, oh, I cannot multitask. So he took an extreme step, which is leave everything and do only proper bhakti. And thus, through Shankaracharya, sannyas dharma got established. Devotion expanded, so many branches. And from Dwapar Yug, we came to Kal Yug. In Kal Yug, the latest religion, which got established 500 years back, 550 years back, and that was through Guru Nanak, Sikhism. In Kal Yug, since now this is the end of this drama, and almost all the souls from Paramdham have descended. Now the last batch, those who play a small role, maybe they take only few births, such souls are remaining. So in Kali Yuga now, no religion gets established because now no soul has got that power of purity to establish a religion. Thus, in Kali Yuga, small sects, small establishments, mat, panth, they get established. A tree expands, and after expanding to some extent, if we see in the end, it kind of winds up. There's a tip which comes. So this tree also has expanded to its fullest. It has also winded up, which simply means we are reaching towards the end. Every tree has got a lifespan. This tree also has got a lifespan of only 5,000 years. Now, this tree will fall. And yesterday we tried to understand there will be destruction in wholesale. Trailers, now bigger trailers, we are already watching. Destruction will happen in three ways. One, natural calamities, every element together, and that will be at a much bigger scale. There will be civil war and then atomic bombs. It's now that through these three means, in this destruction, every soul will leave their body and we go back home together. But before that, there is Sangam Yug. End of this drama, the seed of this tree, he comes down to bring an end for a new beginning. Sangam Yug. And here in this tree, we see Sangam Yug depicted as the roots of this tree. It are these roots who are underground. Seed is underground, roots are also underground. They are gupt. Here also in Brahma Kumaris, everything, every tapasya is incognito. Baba says, don't do anything outwardly, physically. Now this tapasya is of inside. Now whatever is to be done is to be done inside. Enough of outside. Now no formalities, because God is beyond formalities. This tapasya is to clean myself and to beautify myself by imbibing all the virtues. Roots are close to the seed, and at Sangam Yug, when we understand Shiv Baba, through him, it's now that in real sense we are close to him, because now we know him and he is here for us. So Sangam Yug becomes the roots. This is the tree of humanity. Thus, this tree is remembered that if you sit below this tree and you do tapasya, then all your wishes will come true. Yes, all wishes will come true, but not over here. But when we go to Satyug, when a new world will come, there all our wishes will be fulfilled. That will be heaven, where we'll get everything. Shiv Baba, when he comes down at the end of this drama, he also wants a body the way we take a body. He also takes a body to fulfill his responsibilities. And here we can see the founding father of the institution, whom we lovingly call Brahma Baba. Shiv Baba chose his body. We'll understand about Brahma Baba in depth later on. God wanted a vehicle, and he chooses this vehicle. The ocean of knowledge wants a vehicle to impart all his knowledge, to talk to his children, to meet his children, and by meeting, making them like him. Brahma Baba is the initial soul of Krishna. In his first birth, that soul was Krishna. And after taking so many births, in last birth, where he becomes empty, patit, impure, whose battery is completely reduced, again in his body, the same soul of Krishna, in his body, that Shiv Baba comes. And through him, Brahma, Shiv Baba creates so many Brahmins. Brahmins who in this birth are studying through God and working on themselves. And these Brahmins tomorrow will become deities. Again, the drama will repeat itself. So Brahma Baba, we call him the Adi Dev, Prajapita Brahma, who becomes instrument in new world creation. We call him the father of humanity, the great, great, great grandfather of this family, the initial soul of Krishna, from beginning till the end, playing a major role. We'll understand more when we learn the chapter of history of this institution. There will be destruction, and as we said, an end for a new beginning. History repeats itself. There will be a new beginning soon. Let us prepare ourselves for this new beginning, because heaven is coming. The Kalpa Vruksh is remembered in the form of Christmas tree. Since childhood we have seen this tree but never understood its significance. If today from a different perspective we see this tree, on the top of this tree there's a star, which is Shiv Baba, the supreme energy, the seed of this tree. And then there's so much of lighting, which is we souls. This is the tree of stars. This is our family tree. This is our story. If we sit below this tree and do tapasya, only then you'll get so many gifts when we will go to Satyug. So this is the tree of humanity. Again, don't believe what we say, but yes, think about it. Today we try to understand the tree of humanity, seed Shiv Baba, and then the trunk Satyug, Treta Yug, and then how different religions, different branches came up. This tree started losing strength, and then it winds up for a new beginning. With this, we end today's chapter. Please think about this. Any questions? There are bound to be many questions. We'll discuss all of them gradually. Now, today, before we finish, let's end this session with a small meditation. Om Shanti. I, the point of light, sitting in this body, as a witness today, detaching myself from this body, I observe this body from outside. I see this body sitting on the chair. As a detached observer, I look at this body. This is so huge. My dress, my costume, now from outside, I shift my focus inside this body. Through my mind, I do a small X-ray of this body inside. I see so many bones, so many organs, n number of veins carrying blood, so much muscle. So there's so much. It's complicated. Now I go towards my brain. Below the brain, there's a small vacuum. And I see myself sitting over there. A small point of light, like a small bulb. A tiny star. From me, the soul, I see light of peace. I see white light of purity emerging. And this pure energy flowing from me, spreading to my brain. My brain enveloped with this white light. Now this white light, this healing energy of peace and purity, gradually spreading in my face, spreading in my eyeballs, my cheeks, my ears, my mouth, my jaw, and this white light spreading downwards now. I see it spreading in my arm, both my shoulders, my hands, and now my fingers. Now this healing energy of peace spreading in my chest, and now my stomach, my upper back, and lower back. Now towards my legs, my knees, my ankles, and the fingers. I see my whole body completely filled with this healing white energy. My body is charged. It's so relaxed. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Sister Harsha, for that beautiful meditation and that lovely lesson today. We've got a few questions. If anyone has any more questions, please write them down in the chat box. The first one is, Divine Fathers like Ibrahim, Buddha, and others, were they the first souls or were they also deities?
They come after the interval. It was their first birth. Deities come in the beginning. They are Devi Devtai, whereas Dharmatmai come later. And when they come, through their understanding, they're pointing out towards Shiv Baba. So this Dharmatmai were not deities. It was their first birth on this earth. Now they also, after taking first birth into the cycle of birth and death, so today they also might be here only somewhere in some other body waiting because exit doors have not opened.
Thank you. If everything in life cycle is actually based on karmas, then why don't we have to control to do karmas and not put ourselves into this birth and death cycle at all? So if suppose I don't want to take birth, do I have a way out there to reach?
Tomorrow we'll cover the chapter of karma, the philosophy of karma. So I guess in that we'll discuss this in depth.
Okay.
Tomorrow, the philosophy.
And the next question is Sangam Yug the coming of the supramental?
It's coming of the
Supramental, I guess it means supreme being.
Yeah. When Shiv Baba comes on this earth, that is when Sangam Yug begins, which is we souls, we children, in the end, meeting the Father.
Is there any human life on any other planet in addition to our planet Earth for the sake of our rebirth? As we hear about the alien, as we hear about the alien life outside our solar system, whether it's good if Earth is the okay. I think they just want to know whether there's Earth is the only planet to sustain humanity, or whether there's alien life or human life on other planets also.
Earth is the only planet, the only stage. Rest, everything are merely byplots. That is what Shiv Baba teaches us. So much of our attention is so much on everything outside, planets, there is that. Baba says expansion of everything will bring end of everything. Now, instead of outside, go inside what is happening in this inner world. Think about yourself. That is enough.
Okay. How many years are left for the destruction and Satyug?
I guess from what we can see, destruction has already started. It's happening gradually. It is kind of preparing ourselves for that larger scene. Before the final one, there are rehearsals. So this drama is anyhow preparing us. Maybe this coronavirus issue also, where we winding up from everything outside, this anyhow is preparing us lovingly or forcefully, that wind up, work on yourself. This is an opportunity before we go, that we do this tapasya. Then there will be destruction. There is no fixed date of date. It will happen when it has to happen. But let me prepare for that. Let me not think of destruction, but right now let me think of my preparation, because that is more important.
Okay. Thank you. Is Shiv Baba is Shiv Baba going to come in the form of Lord Krishna?
No. Shiv Baba is Shiv Baba, always a point of light. When he comes down, he wants a body, and he takes our founding father Prajapita Brahma's body. So Brahma Baba, his soul, Krishna's soul in his last birth in the form of Brahma. So in his body, Shiv Baba comes, which means in one body there are two souls. It's through his body that he shares this knowledge. If God wants to talk, he requires a mouth. So he takes his body. Even when Shiv Baba enters Brahma's body, and when Brahma Baba's body listens, soul listens, it's Brahma Baba's soul who put in so much of efforts, so much of tyag and tapasya. He studied so much, did so much of purushar, that in his next birth again he will become Krishna. And once when Satyug comes, Shiv Baba will again go back to Paramdham. His role finishes. He comes only in the end and performs. Then in Satyug, he is not required. We are happy.
Um, as destruction is imminent, is there any safe place?
Gradually, ultimately, we will have to leave this body, but there's a choice: either leave this body forcefully or leave this body happily. If through meditation I practice soul consciousness, then like a snake on my own will, very happily, I'll leave this body and I'll go to Paramdham. That's the journey, that's the practice, that's the purusharth.
Which country or place or state will remain if destruction is imminent?
I think it will be a redevelopment if we take it this way. We only used to complain to God, देख तेरे संसार की हालत क्या हो गई भगवान. So we used to complain so much that what is happening, humans are like this, what people are doing. So in the end, he comes for a wholesale redevelopment. So I think every country, the whole planet will undergo wholesale redevelopment. We can call it jharu pocha of the whole world, which is nothing but recycling everything to make the old new, which is now best out of the waste.
Okay, and because we have to wrap this up in the next 3-4 minutes, so I'll go a little faster. Somebody is asking, they really loved the meditation, and they're saying thank you so much for the nice meditation. Do you have any recordings available to practice meditation at home? So Harshaben, can you recommend anything that they can listen to at home? Maybe
Log on,
commentaries.
log on to YouTube. Online, there are a lot of commentaries available in Hindi, English, other languages also. Search for them. You'll get so many.
Okay. Which body has Baba taken now? I guess that means Brahma Baba. So, which body
Yeah.
has Brahma Baba taken now?
I guess um, there's a very important chapter, history. Ever we do that chapter, then maybe we can try to understand that in depth, why his body only and everything, the whole journey of these 84 years, but maybe in another chapter if we do that. Otherwise, if not in this session, you can always go to the center, nearby center, and you can understand in depth.
So, we will be actually, since tomorrow is officially the last day of this webinar, we are planning to extend it by a few more days, maybe 2-3 days. So, whoever's interested, please keep logging in, as tomorrow we'll do the law of karma. And after that, in the next few days, we will also be going through the history of the yagya. So, that will just help clarify everything. So the next question is, once karmas are settled by any soul, then what is the fate of that soul and no rebirth for that soul?
We'll understand karma tomorrow, one whole chapter on karma.
Okay. Brahma Baba's soul also would have taken rebirth and will be within us on earth. Okay, again, that will come on in the yagya. And yeah, so I think that's all we have for today, the questions. I'm just going to answer a few questions. Somebody's asking for the Facebook link. So you can go to @BK Villeparle Subzone. That's the Facebook page. I'm also going to be typing that down for you. And you can go to our live videos, and that's where you'll find all the previous recordings. So I think that's all for the questions for today. For those of you whose questions have not been answered yet, we're going to be covering those in the next few days. In the next 2-3 days, we'll be covering those chapters. So I guess you'll get your clarifications then. So thank you everyone so much for attending. Thank you so much, Harsha Ben, for removing your valuable time to take us through these lessons. Just a quick reminder that you can log on to justaminute.org for 1 minute meditation tools and techniques to guide you throughout the day. We also have our B Zone app. So you can always download that from the App Store. And for anyone who wants to locate a center near them, brahmakumaris.org/center locator. And the helpline numbers are on screen, so you can note them down in case you need anything. And please talk to your cable operators for Peace of Mind and Awakening TV, our 24-hour TV channels, where you can find a lot of meditation commentaries and very interesting spiritual talks throughout the day. And just a reminder that our senior Rajayoga teachers are conducting meditation courses in English and Hindi. So the 6:30 p.m. one's going to be starting right now. So maybe you could log on to youtube.com/brahmakumari/live or facebook.com/brahmakumari/live. It's just a 20-minute thing and it's going to be very interesting. So you can head on there and check it out. So thank you so much. Thank you. Om Shanti. See you tomorrow.